Alright, hey everybody, Bridgerland Dolgoff, Conscious Economics and Urban Farm Project. Anyway, that's the weed forest I still have to deal with. Trying to hire people, pay them, it's impossible. So I've just decided, those weeds out there are like twice the size of me. Probably like 2 feet over my head in there, that whole section. But I'll get to them. I got saws from the Goodwill store, so I'm going to saw them down because I can't pull them out of the ground. But yeah, so that's what's going on, and I still have some seeds, and here's my lemongrass because it's too cold here, so I'll have to bring it in for the winter. But I do have some different herbs growing. And then here, I mean, if I accomplished anything this year, the thing I did accomplish was I grew 2 pine trees from seed and 1 pinyon pine nut seed. And if you go back and look, I planted 16 pine nut seeds to get that. So, yeah. Yep, my 2 little pine trees and my pinyon pine nut. Sometimes I feel like, when I can seed things and grow things, it's kind of like, and I still haven't gotten to my main project that I wanted to do this year, which I have all kinds of fruit tree seeds, and I want to, might be a winter project. I might have to bring it indoors, but, or, you know what, I may get lucky enough to get to that project, say in September, and then, it seeds and, anyway. Not much time seems like left in the year. I mean, we may have a long summer, I don't know. Last year it started snowing in October, so I don't know what the season's going to be like. But we'll go on the tour. Everything's looking good. Yeah. All my plants are looking good. This is all seeded. I mean, this is all weeded, this area. And that's soapwort. You can make soap from it. It's so amazing. Look, I dug it up from down the street and planted it. It's doing good. And then in these areas that I have a few of, I planted nettle and red clover and some wild St. John's wort, but haven't seen anything yet. And over here, got my blueberries and everything, and I make little islands to water. Eventually, they will have some native corns, about 6 different type around the property, more soapwort. Soapwort will be kind of a good cover, so pretty excited about that. I got my dilly everywhere to attract what I need. Potatoes, they are, again, this year just having a rough time. Now they're being burned to death. Anyway, this is my yarrow from last year that I brought from the river, planted. I had one plant, and that's what it came to this year. I've got some squash finally emerging. My aramith that I'm using for salad. Yeah. And I got random corn growing. This is my giant, cucumber patch. I've got 4 varieties of cucumbers. I had to get that all weeded. Here's my aramith patch that I use for salad, and then I do harvest the seeds. And then I've got these beds going down, and another bed on the side. And these are all new this year that I seeded. Then I've got melons, and I've got melon mounds. And then we'll go down here. Yeah, it looks beautiful, huh? I have huckleberries planted in there. Lots of seeded stuff. Everything's finally starting to grow. lavender. Eventually it'll be like this giant lavender bush. This needs to be weeded. And then I've got these beds all the way down. And these beds all the way down. And eventually they will, like, you know, I'll be able to keep pulling the weeds, and then the things I want to grow will, you know, propagate from the seeds, blow into the middle, and those will start to grow. And this kind of just gives you an idea. Here's my weed forest. Yeah, it's crazy. Here's my herb bed from last year. It's doing so good. I need to clean it up though, but I'll get to it. I'll weed it. But my lemon balm is going to seed this year, which is awesome. So hey, yeah, and then we'll have to give you a tour of all my beans and stuff. This guy was random. He didn't even grow in the mound. So he's from last year. Cracks me up. And I've been getting, you know, all my tinctures done, my medicines done for the year. I mean, that has to happen. That's a priority. Otherwise, you don't have your medicines for like over the winter. So I got lots of stuff planted, and it's kind of exciting. And now that I've gotten everybody out of the stranglehold of the weeds, I just finished weeding this whole area last week, and then I've started over on this other area. I've almost got the garden bed. Weeded. This whole area is weeded. I'm going to start planting it with all those seedlings. It's going to be a medicine meadow. But yeah, this thing was a major accomplishment. I took 3 huge black bags of weeds out, and I had to take down the plants from last year and seed gather. So now the other stuff can really take off. And then my Thai basil, it's just cranky. When it finally came up, it just has decided to flower and go to seed. So I'm not really sure. And I've still got some peas now. I ate a lot of them already, so they're getting kind of scorched no matter what because of the radiation from the sun. So yeah, whatever they grow now, I'll just let fall to the ground so they'll grow new ones. Yeah, then there's that. And then I've got still some more parsley that is still coming together. Look at I started those from basically from a small root and one stem. And look at them this year. Mugwort. It's one of my plants that I love. So the parsleys are still seeding over here, so I have to wait until they're done, and then I can collect them. And we'll leave a few for the garden so they'll propagate back up. This is my fennel that I left too from last year, because it's easier to grow and let it go to seed, because I can get 2,500 seeds from these 2 plants versus paying $5 for 10. Anyway, this guy, she's still going good. So then I've got these are bush beans. Excuse me, I need a little snack. Purslane. Yeah, so I've got kale, and my carrots had a rough time. They got over. I've only got about 10 carrots. 2 varieties. Even though I planted this whole thing, but they still may come up. The weeds were so atrocious that it just took over. And then some of my squash plants are doing pretty good. This one's a butternut, and you can see the little nuts growing down there. So yeah, bull thistle, I'll get that. And here's dill for my garden to keep the ladybugs happy. I still have that section over there I have to weed, but almost there. And half of that I'm keeping. It's lamb's quarter, so really edible and yummy. And then over here, I've got miscellaneous stuff. This is a sunchoke. It's the biggest one, but I do have a few. Looking forward to eating those. And then my rhubarb. I've already picked my rhubarb once. The birds just love eating the leaves, and for humans, leaves are toxic. So I have no idea what that means. For the birds, another little butternut squish. So things are starting to go again. Yarrow from one little sprig. It grew into a huge bush this year. My bee balm is finally going to flower this year. This one's a red bee balm. The bee balm family has, several different types. Pretty amazing stuff. And so I can't wait to see her flowers. So it's like the unveiling. It'll be the first time that I see her. And then I've got my little strawberries jamming and my bricks. And this is another one of those, herb flower islands. And yeah, and then I've got this clover growing. Clover, whatever is going on with the plasma or whatever, the fake sun, the real, I don't know. But yeah, even with watering, it's really kind of attacked everything. It's been rough on it. All right, and there's my mulleins, the grape mulleins. All right, and then so this has been weeded up to there. So I've just got that patch along the edge line, and then this I've gotten all weeded. I've gotten by the time I get this done, I will have gotten 3/4 of the yard done, because then I just have back there the giant weed forest. But yeah, it's been a lot. I've gone through 90 big leaf and lawn bags, like putting out anywhere from 6 to 7 stuffed bags full since like 3 months. So, and this is a bed. Those are my hops, nugget hops, tomatoes that I grew. My other tomatoes in the back are just slow. So everything's doing pretty good. I got nasturtiums. They're getting hammered by the heat. A lot of stuff's just, this is like my purslane. It's like my salad happy purslane. I come out here and make lots of purslane salad. And then here, this is bed's going pretty good. My squash over here. But no matter how much, like watering that mugwort, and it's still got cooked over here. So it's trying to grow back. But yeah. Anyway, so that's what we've got. And my rose bushes, my wood roses, that I've got 3 of them about that size that actually came back from last year. But so today, this is next few days, like you can see the pile here I'm working on. But today I'm gonna try to pull as much as I can. Mostly have to cut them at the base because it's kind of clay. But I'm gonna get these ones done. Let's see how far I can get today. And then, like I said, finish up this whole row. I have kind of, pulled along the way. And then when that's done, then hopefully next week I'll start on this. But, the good news is that the sun is making it hard on these weeds. So they're drying up a little bit. So instead of growing more roots, they're kind of digesting the root they have to try to continue to seed. So it makes it a little bit better to manage. And then I'll be actually able to get to my porch. Yeah, so anyway, that is your garden tour for the day. And I've got to get back to work, and I've got to get these weeds pulled out and gone. But it's all looking good. My garden is taking off. This year's stuff is really starting to take off, and so yeah, it's all good. All right, everybody, have a great day. Encouraging you to grow food. Over and out.